says we are live, so we're just doing a quick test here, people. Um,
Yeah.
so Paul is working with StreamYard and Restream and all these different programs that we work with in order to bring the shows to you that we do. There's a lot more involved than you might think, and
Well,
Paul's our go-to man on that kind of thing.
we've just been having so many audio issues and stuff. I mean, we've had audio issues, connectivity issues. The Drake show ended abruptly after 90 minutes when there were still questions to ask.
Audio issues.
Yep, audio issues and all that. And I would like to add that this show is was set up for Sharry Edwards from soundhealthoptions.com. That was rescheduled at the last minute. The shows were already set up, seeing as we were all dolled up and all dressed up and nowhere to go. We decided we decided that we do a test, and we're testing the free range and global voice network integration done differently. So anyway, so Gail, how you doing? How's your kid too?
Uh, I'm doing fine. We're doing great for the time being. All is good here at the home front.
Doing a lot of hiking and hanging out in natural
Every
areas
day,
and stuff.
every day I possibly can. Every day I possibly can because nothing makes me feel better than when I get out in nature.
Oh yeah, I
And
hear you. I would do that more, except for, well, today I've got like 37, 38 degrees, but that is normally not the case.
really lucky here that way. I mean, the winter is very mild and what is it? Today was up to 62. 68. So
62?
what did you say it was, Justin?
My phone said 68.
Wow.
68 or 58?
68.
Oh, 58. Okay.
58. 68.
50.
Hello, hello, guys. This is
5 or 6?
Christine from Philadelphia at 54 degrees.
54. Well, I
Yep,
just hate the both of you.
it's
Okay.
beautiful out. It's nice. It's a nice day.
Echo. Temperature.
Right now, it's 35 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, expect a low of
Echo.
20.
That's good enough. Thank you. Shut up.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like what's the temperature in Sedona?
Right now, in Sedona, Arizona, it's 63 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, expect a low of 38 degrees. Happy Thursday.
38
Ooh.
degrees.
I see a few. I see a few people in chat. I'm sorry.
Are there some people in chat?
Yeah, I just want to say
Really?
hello to everybody.
Yeah, well, might as well
Hi,
just
Angela.
say hello.
Hi, Pudwhacker. That is a funny name. I'm Pudwhacker. Okay.
I cannot say the Russian name at all.
Oh.
Neither can I. But hello.
And just in case anybody missed it, we had a show scheduled with Sharry Edwards. She rescheduled at the last minute. The shows were already set up, so that's why the show is branded as Sharry Edwards. What we're actually doing is we're testing. We're just getting together, and we're going to talk about something fun and enlightening and happy. And hey, if anybody in the chat has questions, whatever, we'll do our best.
Hey, you know what? I could tell people because we are going to miss the Valentine's Day special thing with Sharry Edwards. But she does have a software program for compatibility utilizing probably voice frequencies, and it's going to be fascinating. And we will be having a show with her coming up in a week or two. It's unfortunate that we had to reschedule today, but nonetheless. I think you will find it very interesting.
Where can they go to see that? Soundhealthoptions.com? Does she have it on there?
Yes, 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 yes.
Oh.
Um, Yeah.
I
I
can
don't know if
try
she's
to.
advertised yet or not. I really don't.
She has advertised on Facebook
They-
ads, but she is under Sharry Edwards Health Sound Solutions on Facebook. So I'll try to find it. And how would I drop this in a chat, Paul? Or can you put a link up
Um, yeah, I'm sure Gail could
in
put
the
a link up.
configuration we currently have?
Gail's running the show. All I'm doing is just sitting here.
Oh, I'll
All
send it to her in Skype. I'll find it on Facebook. Okay.
okay.
Hi,
And
Sarah Bowman.
Yes, hi, Sarah.
Welcome. Welcome to the family.
Yes, Sarah's a new helper. Ouch.
oh
That hurt.
wow, that hurt way over here.
Yes, it did. Anyway,
Um,
uh,
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
great
not
that she
seeing
could join us. Yeah.
I'm not seeing any of the chat because I've got everybody in full screen here. So
oh,
I
okay.
can
Well, there's nothing, nobody's saying anymore because we're not really talking about anything
no.
of any real significance here at this time, anyway.
Well,
Uh,
okay, who's looking forward to the 22nd? A lot of interesting stuff is supposed to happen in between the 22nd and 24th. Who here is looking
Ooh.
forward to that?
I'm looking forward to the transition, and I just wish it would hurry up and get here and happen. But anyway, I'm not sure what you're talking about between the
Oh,
22nd and
this
24th.
supposed to be like global financial system or the quantum financial system, like
Oh, it's all supposed to be.
mass arrests are supposed to like disclosure supposed to happen. I'm thinking maybe EBS is supposed to happen between those 2 days. And come on. Now it's
Okay.
2022. Okay. How many twos can you have in a date? Seriously.
Oh, okay. Well, I just oh, that just changed my train of thought there. Okay. Um hmm, Thursday, February, find your perfect. Oh yeah, okay.
I
Yeah,
will
that
send that
was
link to you in Skype so we can share it.
okay. Sounds like a plan.
Okay. Oh, hello, Dave from freezing Scotland. It's in the 60s here. I know I hate to say that, but
How cold is it in Scotland?
I love it. Yeah, look at all those twos. I mean, when you look up the twos and the different meanings and stuff, it's pretty fascinating, and it's very unusual to have this many um,
Yeah,
at
yeah, it
this
really
time.
is.
Oh,
If there,
hi, Angela's in Scotland too. Wow.
we are truly international,
Oh yeah, we are.
really are.
Definitely.
Well, there's only what 500 or 600 miles between me and Christine, but there's going for 3,000 miles between either of us and Gail.
But I was
Yes,
just
indeed.
thinking we could put what you put in the private chat, Christine, right into the regular chat, and then people would see it.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Well, you can do that. I mean, just
Wait a minute, I'll have to copy and paste it. Let me try it.
And you mean on YouTube? I can do that.
well, if
Okay. Wait a minute.
Hi, proud Texas lady. How are you?
I love
Everybody's
Texas.
joining.
I
Oh,
love
there you did. You did it. You did it, Gail. Good job.
Cool. Gotta love that. I'm just kind of sitting here twiddling my thumbs. I'm not doing anything. I am streaming this using StreamYard, but I really don't have anything to do for that.
Well, okay. Wait, maybe we should ask the audience if they have any questions. I mean, I guess we can answer questions too, or with what we know anyway. Or shall we just chit chat? Or what do you want to do, Paul? We want to
We,
continue this?
I think audience participation is very important, and
Yeah, whatever. A topic, maybe a topic's on somebody's mind they want to discuss.
yeah, and you'll have to read the questions to me because I can't see them.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't have any, so
Okay. We're well, let's ask the opinion of the viewers. You know, we were thinking about putting together kind of like an hour or a 2 hour, just kind of like a happy-go-lucky roundtable. Just like with Gail, Christine, and myself, just getting together, having the show on the censored platforms, having the shows always open to suggestions and questions and stuff from the live chat, all that. Would anybody be interested in watching us just, sitting around yakking about stuff? I don't know. What what kind of subjects or topics would you like to see covered? What information would you like to see shared on like free range and global voice?
We can. I don't know how this would work, but there's always a possibility we can add up to 10 guests on this platform too.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That
Yeah.
people could come in and go out. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, they can come in, they can go out, they could pick their nose, but they probably wouldn't
I
want
would
to.
I would definitely like to share some positive things that are happening in the world. There's so many problems out there. We don't need to rehash things. I think we can go forward with positivity and solutions. That's one suggestion that I have.
Well, that's what my show on BBS radio is about, logical thinking. It's it's just clearing some of the mental muck and looking for solutions that can actually help people move forward in their own lives. And I thought
I
that
think
was a
it's a
good idea.
foundation for um, reestablishing critical thinking amongst people.
Oh yeah. Well, because there's a lot
Hmm.
of emotional thinking and reactive thinking going on. And that was another thing that I was looking for is a way to get people to put aside the junk, just focus on what's important in that moment, address it, deal with it, put it to bed, and then go grab one of those junk things and bring it back and either
Right,
flush it or
right.
fix it, whichever.
People have had, in talking to people in my groups and friends, it just seems like everybody's had an especially difficult time the past month or two. So, and I feel like we're ready to pull out of that very shortly.
It's
And
an
so any things that we can talk about in order to facilitate that and talk as a community, I think would be helpful for everyone
a
I like
moving
life.
forward.
I'd like to make a couple comments. What about the Canada truckers? Maria said, "I my hats off to the Canadian truckers. They started a movement that has turned international, and it's awesome. And it's bringing the people together. It's a uniting thing. It's wonderful. It's like they're a group of angelic beings getting this show on the road, so to speak,
Yeah.
and being out there for and on behalf of humanity. I think it's absolutely awesome.
What
There's
they're
folks that do it here too. They do it here too. And I wanted to,
Right. I'm sorry. Go
what they're
ahead.
doing is actually making me miss driving a truck.
and pardon? What about
What
driving?
what they're doing is actually making me miss my time driving a truck.
Oh, now that you brought this up, I'm gonna have to say something because people are not gonna believe it. I actually drove River for 1 year with my ex-husband.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it by myself, but I have done it, and I remember getting that CDL. I was in tears. I didn't think I was ever going to be able to back that stupid thing up. But anyway, that was fun. And my father was a truck driver, so I love the truckers. I
Well,
love what
that's
they do.
it's in your blood then.
Yeah, kind of, sort of, and it's a more independent thing too, and that's a
Yeah.
big part of it. That was one of the better things. I mean, it has its issues, as everything does, but
Yeah.
it there's a more of a you don't have anybody breathing down your neck usually, so that's kind of
It's
Well,
a hard
well,
job.
except for the
That's a really hard
DOT.
job.
oh, our hours are crazy. I mean, we drove team for a year.
Yeah.
That's
And my grandfather was a trucker,
mhm,
and he came over from Lithuania, I believe.
mhm.
And, and he started out as a trucker, and God bless them. I mean, they feed us, they clothe us,
Those yes, I tell you what. Then when those guys got into trucking, when my father was in trucking, when your who was it, your uncle or somebody,
my grandfather.
your grandfather, um, when they were in trucking, although there's it's hard work, long hours, and so on. It was you could make a pretty decent living,
Yeah, you could raise a
but
family. My
by
grandmother didn't work.
by the
Well,
time, yeah, my mother didn't either. But by the time my father was getting ready to retire, the whole a lot of the trucking industry had changed. A lot of the companies had, taken over the trucks and they leased them to the drivers. And it's you just don't they just don't make the same amount that they did before.
I think what happened was there
Boiling
was a
it down to.
move. There was a move from independent truckers to company drivers. And
There you
the
go. Yeah.
reason for that was the great um, trucker strike to protest the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit. And they were also protesting fuel costs and things like that. They essentially shut down the country, and that told the government that they had too much power as a group. So they came on the receiving end of numerous attacks. I mean, truck drivers used to be the cowboys of the open road. I mean, every kid either wanted
They're
to ride a
independent.
horse or a
They're independent.
Kenworth.
They're gonna want their freedom. Yes, they're gonna want their freedom. They're independent. It's in their blood.
They're independent
Actually,
thinkers.
it's in Americans' blood too. It's probably in everybody's blood. And I always said this before: is we were born free. Our spirit came from a place of freedom.
Yes.
We know freedom.
And we
It
want it
wasn't
back.
damn right. Excuse my French.
Yeah. We know freedom, and damn it, we want it back. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
Yeah.
get loud there.
And God bless them. They really have been so brave and such a good example. And now all these other countries are following them. I know they're running into legal issues and GoFundMe issues and all that kind of stuff. But I think there's enough lawyers and enough people awake to combat that. And we have to do it now. We have to stand up now so that the mandates stop, etc. This
Yeah,
is a critical point, I feel like.
I really think that the answer to the whole lockdown thing and the truckers convoys and all that, I really think the answer to that is going after the bonds, the surety bonds of
Oh, yes,
these.
you were telling me about
Oh,
that earlier. I'm sorry.
I saw that. We talked about that a little bit and I think that's really something we need to pound that a little more because um, people, once they know that they can do that, that makes a big difference.
Yeah, the
Maybe
surety
we can
bonds.
share
But I,
that website, Paul, in the
Bonds
chat.
for the win.com. Bonds, BONDS, for the win.com. All one word. Go there.
Okay.
If you have
So
not
we
seen
all
that,
go there.
if you haven't seen that yet, go there. And if you haven't shared that yet, share it. Tell everybody you know about that.
Now, can you
Everybody.
explain that a little bit, what a bond really is?
Well, anybody that's in a public office or a position of authority, be it a sheriff, a policeman, district attorney, a judge, somebody that's on the school board, the mayor, the city council, anybody that's in public office that has a position that has the capacity to cause injury through their action, they have to be bonded. So there is a bond that is standing at the ready to pay damages to somebody that's been injured. Well, all of these parents have been injured by the school boards and
actions of the
the
school board,
all
yeah.
the
And the school board has
mandates.
they paid, Paul, and that's why that's been happening is because those guys been sitting back, uh, putting money in their back pocket while they're out there having total disregard, in my opinion, for the health of the children. They're not there saying, oh, they got to wear this mask. You have supposedly a level 4 bio grade released bioweapon, right? Okay, and you're gonna be able to keep it off with this little
Yeah.
cheetah thing that you put across your face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
right.
Um,
Come on.
okay, well, we have to be careful what we talk about
Sorry.
because we are live on all platforms. But one thing
Thank
that
you
I
for the reminder. I get carried
yes.
away. Sorry.
Well, one thing I wanted to say is, these guys have been putting millions of dollars in their pockets, and they've been padding their um, their funds through this pan whatever. And one way to do that, even if they are bonded for $1 million, it doesn't take long to wipe somebody out if 25 parents make a $1 million claim against the bond of somebody or everybody on the school board. If they're bonded for $1 million, it doesn't matter if they have 2, 5, or 10 million in the bank. They're still going to be on the hook for another 20 million after their bond is exhausted. And just because they have a bond that's $1 million does not mean that their liability is limited to 1 million. It means the bond pays the first million and then they cover the rest. And when their bond goes away, so does their appointment, or so does their position in government. Think of that.
It's very distressing, and they have to send out a letter of intent that you're going to go after their bond. So they have the opportunity in 5 days to correct their actions.
Yeah, they have the opportunity to fix it. If they choose not to fix it, you just make a claim against the bond, then the bond company investigates the claim. But I'm telling you, I know that the investigation is going to go completely different if one person makes a claim, as it will go if there's 20 people making a claim. It's going
This
to
is where unity.
Unity. Exact. I was thinking the same word.
Yeah.
Unity.
We got to get together. We got to work together to do this. I mean, they're working together to attack us. Six companies own every major print
Right.
and broadcast media out there. That's 6 people that could get together. Okay, we need to do that.
And
We've
my
been
goodness,
hearing-
have your neighbor's back.
Yes,
We've been hearing about unity for a while. Community gardens, street patrols, join your school board. But it feels like it's finally sinking in right now.
yeah,
And people are ready.
That's
And
what I
so,
love about the truckers. I
yes,
yeah,
swear it has brought people together. I mean, they're not just truckers there. There are people in cars. There are people in little trucks, or we used to call them 4-wheelers.
Hey, there's tractors there mucking stuff
there
up.
is.
I
Yeah.
don't. I mean, come on. People are coming together, and people that aren't in vehicles like that are bringing food. They're bringing money. They're bringing food, or fuel, and it just. I mean, it gives me goosebumps. It really does, because it's the kind of unity thing. It's the kind of thing I've been waiting to see happen with humanity. Because I know we are heart-based beings. Anyone who's not has soul their soul. Okay. And it's not hard for humanity, to help other humans once they start seeing that we gotta stick together. It's
Yeah.
our only hope.
And if I can add something to that, um, the truckers convoy, the truckers descending on Ottawa, that's just phase 1. Okay. Um, if the mayor or governor through executive order gets the cops out there, and the cops start violating the rights of the drivers and start seizing like fuel and supplies and coats from the kids and whatever,
They were stealing.
Yes, okay, they're stealing. But the thing is, we've got to be ready to follow up with the attack on the bond of the person or persons that are responsible for violating those rights. They're violating the right to freedom of assembly and freedom of speech is what they're doing, and it's out and out theft. And because there's more than one cop there, it's conspiracy also. We need to go after their bonds for
Right.
every single
That's
action that they
that
take against the
you're
truckers.
absolutely right. I couldn't agree more. That will stop them. When
That's
you
what we can do to back the truckers up. They're there speaking for us. But
and
what
the beauty
we can do is we can back them up.
of this is all these things that we've tried to do in the past were we didn't there was enforcement issues like okay who's going to enforce who's going to go arrest them who's going to do this who's going to do this in this case the bond companies the insurance companies are going to manage it you don't have to do it
Yeah, you don't have
and
to
when
do
they
nothing. That's a
it,
great point. That's a
They won't
great
be able to
point.
afford. They won't be able to afford insurance for the bonds, and everything will fall apart for them.
Well, they'll
Right?
lose their position because they have to
Yeah.
be bonded to hold a position of office
Okay.
or a
That's what
position
I'm.
of authority.
and what are these truckers really asking for what is the people what are the people asking for they want their freedom back these stupid I don't want to say the wrong thing and get us in trouble. So the program that they're pushing, all they have to do is rescind it. That's it.
Yeah, that's all they got
But
to
mean
do.
it. I don't want them to rescind it and then turn around and put it back in place. Oh, the truckers are gone now, kind of thing.
Wh-
So um
That's why the
it's
bonds have to follow up. We
yeah.
have to follow up with the bonds.
Yep,
We're
yep.
phase 2. So,
Hi. I just want to say hi to Sue A from Queensland, Australia, and conspiratory. Thank you for being here. Somebody in the chat had mentioned that the retrogrades had pulled away. Mercury was in retro. There was a whole bunch of stuff going on astrologically, and so I think the energies from the sun and the cosmic energies are really helping us right now and acting as a catalyst. And the spring's coming. It's kind of like exciting. Do you know what I mean?
oh yeah. Yeah, I'm digging it.
It's all good.
That's
You
why
know,
I
I'm
delayed.
looking for someone a good astrologer to have on the show at some point. I think that would
I think
be
that would be a great idea. A great idea because
so
I've
if
been
anybody out
drawn to
there
it.
has any ideas and you can send them my way.
Okay, okay. So it's all about sharing the light and the love, right?
hmm
Right.
Well, what free range is all about is helping people and informing people of the things that they're not going to get on mainstream media. That's all there is to it. Mainstream media was told to stand down about anything related to what's going on with the truckers.
Hmm.
You know, they obviously have lied about what's going on with the uh, pan thing.
Hmm.
So uh,
I don't know if you saw
can't
the
rely on 'em.
video.
We're trying to get the information to the people. I know Paul has his program. I have my programs. We work together to get information out there on as many platforms as we can. And we need your support. We need your help. But you're going to get the information from people like us. And I'm not saying we're the only ones because there are other people out there too. And Christine too. I don't mean to, leave you out or anything. But anyway, what I'm getting at is we need your people have got to work together. That's the only way we're going to be able to come up against these people in positions of power that have been kicking us around,
Yeah.
literally.
And the more support, and support doesn't just mean money, it could mean sharing the videos, sharing to your Facebook friends, saying, hey, maybe you'd be interested in this show, or um, you know, looking at some of the products, I don't know, donations, of course, but just tuning in and being a part of the active participation in the audience, because we've been starting to have regular shows now, weekly with Drake, etc., and some other weekly shows, and we're getting it together to provide the audience what they want. Yeah, definitely.
And there's a lot of time and energy involved in that, and we love doing it and we love bringing it forward, but we do need your help. And like you said, there are things that you can do that don't involve any money, even though donations are very important too. But liking and sharing the videos it makes a big difference, because I'm shadow banned by Google.
Mash
So how do
that
you
thumbs up button.
yeah.
It
So
is. It's so important because the algorithms are everything these days, right?
Yeah, artificial intelligence has us by the show. Never mind. For
We just have to teach the AI what to do and to be more positive. There you go.
w- we'll have to give
I
it
don't think
what
that,
for.
yeah. I've from what I've read and researched about the different kinds of AI out there. Yeah, I don't think I want anything to do with it, other than my phone, my computer. That's fine.
Yeah.
But in my head, no, thank you.
No, no. Um, I have a hard enough time with the intelligence that's there. I'm not going to have to try and
I'm just
figure out.
saying we have no choice but to work around it, unfortunately, and the censored platforms, everything's a little scattered, and it kind of increases everybody's workload. But this is a work of passion, and you're right. This is what everybody wanted the news to be on the good
Just to be
alternative
honest,
media. Yeah, you want it to be truthful.
do investigations. They're
You
supposed
don't
to.
you don't want to just think crime is happening and all this negative stuff's happening. There's a lot of positive stuff in this world, and we should celebrate it.
And all they ever gave to us was the negative stuff.
Mhm.
Right, the programming.
99% negative, 1% positive, intentionally to keep your vibration down.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely. Everything in the news is it's designed to keep you in fear. The first 5-10 minutes is designed to lull you into an alpha state. So you're just kind of sort of like foggily just watching what's going on. And then they hit you with the fear based crap to keep you in fight or flight mode.
Yep.
Don't watch
Yeah.
TV. Don't.
Gail and I have not watched TV for, I don't know, a decade or more each. I know. I haven't had
We
a
have a
TV on.
TV.
Yeah. I mean, I'll binge watch a series on Amazon Prime, like anybody else, just to get away from YouTube, because I have a tendency to overdo it sometimes in research. But you're right, and we have to get away from that. And so many people just have to shut their TV off and find the truth. Find it out there. It's out there. It's growing. I feel like good things are blossoming right now.
I feel that too. I do. I feel that. What about you, Paul? Do you feel that?
Yes, I feel that. And if you're looking for the truth, look on Rumble, BitChute, or Odyssey. You can also look on UGEtube. There's a like lot of important information on those 4 platforms. Don't look at Facebook unless you're in the mood for cute kittens. Don't look at Google unless you're expecting filtered results, because you're going to get them. Go to Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, or UGEtube. Those are the 4 biggies that will give you the truth.
I found myself doing a couple different things lately, silly things, but I really enjoyed the ice skating. And right now, the Olympics, they're doing the pairs ice skating and the singles, and they're all so good. It's amazing to watch these videos. And then I also found myself listening to music a lot, and I'm just starting to sing songs right out loud and enjoy it.
I don't believe I've ever seen a pair skating. I saw an apple
Oh, I
rolling
can
across a
send you
rink
some
once.
links. It's a mate. They are so athletic.
Okay,
They're
well,
Oh God, yes. There's no doubt about that.
one of my
they're
one of my
Just like
favorite
gymnasts.
movies. One of my favorite movies. And
It's
okay,
beautiful. Like if you watch a real compatible pair, they just glide. It looks like they're flying almost a little bit.
yeah.
It's a beautiful sport, I think.
Okay, well, at the
Somebody
risk of
conspiratory. That's cute. I like that she does. I just watched this video. Oh, where'd it go? Now it moved. Somebody moved it. Ah,
It's second.
hang on.
Third.
The okay. I just watched the video. Event set for the 13th to counter the dark satanic energies of the Super Bowl. Does anybody know anything else about that?
I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah,
I know that around there's a 2 week period that starts on the 13th, 14th, and that's they you know how they invert everything. Well, they took Valentine's Day and kind of inverted everything. It's called Lupercalia in the occult. It's kind of dark satanic stuff and rituals that they do for a couple weeks, and that's probably what that's referring to. So I say let's pray, let's meditate, let's intend whatever words you want to use, you know, non-denominational words. Center yourself, go for your higher self, all that kind of stuff. But let's consciously do that during the same time we know they're trying to counteract it. And let's pull that Schumann resonance through the roof.
And for God's sake, hug a tree.
Yep. There you go.
Get out in nature. That's the best answer I've found so far, because I'm so tired of waiting. I tired of waiting. Remember that song? Anyway, we've heard so many things that are supposed to happen, so many different things, and we've talked about them. We've posted them. We've had them on our shows, and yet none of them have visibly happened. And I do mean that publicly happened, so that we have concrete evidence of what we do believe has happened and is happening. But the people that don't know anything about this need to know.
And we're being told that, not shown it exactly what you're just rephrasing what you're saying. And why should we believe this person that comes down the road and tells us something different now? So people are confused, you know.
Well, that's the intent. That's why they do that, to
exactly
confuse and confound. So that's why it's so important to do things like going out in nature.
Exactly.
Or listening to mantras and music.
And
I mean, there are different ways.
Conspiratory says, I hug my chickens. So I would just ask that if you join us for another show, I would love to see pictures of your chickens.
Chickens are awesome.
Chickens are a lot smarter than people think too. I've raised chickens before.
Yes. Yeah, they respond to their name. They respond to their name. They understand when you call them for food. They just love hugs and patting them on the back. And
do they? I've never been around chickens. I'm a city girl, so
yeah.
I would advise you stay away from a number of roosters.
Yes.
Well, chickens are roosters can be really mean.
Well, that's because the rooster is protecting the hens. That's the rooster's job.
Okay.
Okay.
I've never really seen a live chicken or a live rooster in person.
What? Okay, I know you live in Philly, but come on, you got it. Not even on the tube or something. You never seen a real live chicken.
A cow really close up until I was 18, 19, and I was in Hawaii at the time, believe it or not.
Yeah. I used to say I don't worry about seeing cows in the field because I can see them at McDonald's, but not everything you get at McDonald's is cow.
I don't know if you're going to get cows at McDonald's anymore.
I don't think so. I don't think you're going to.
I think they got that yeah, CRISPR made rubber, whatever. I don't know. God knows what's in it, right?
Well, yeah. Well, like the breakfast sausages. Don't worry, they're made from plants. Well, don't worry, I'm not eating them.
And I'm certainly not paying you for it.
Yeah. Good grief. Yeah. That's what I did when they asked me if my soul wanted to incarnate on Earth. I decided yes, I want to be there at just the right time to be able to taste a lot of fake food. I don't think so.
Nope. Another way to GMO, right?
Oh yeah. I'm just wondering how much genetically modified food we have to eat until we become genetically modified ourselves.
Well, I think we have been. I think that's called evolution.
Yeah, I think that's why people have so much gluten issues, gluten sensitivities. That's part of the poisoning process.
Roundup.
A lot of the
Glyphosate,
arthritic
right?
and diabetic and obese conditions also related to good old Roundup. So
Partially hydrogenated oils and high fructose corn syrup. There you go. There's your fat problem.
oil.
Well, I mean, I can't say I'm perfect. I'm not saying that at all for sure.
Oh, we already
My
know that,
my
dear.
weakness is sugar, and I know it's. What did you say?
I said, we already know you're not perfect, dear. It's okay. We love you anyway.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You know, who's normal? Come on, come on, man. Do you know anybody normal?
Not high.
Who would want to be normal in a society that
No.
is what do you want to call it? Sociopathic.
All right,
Narcissistic.
I'd rather be a little bit cray cray and a little bit, on the edge, and I like myself like that. So
Yeah.
you got to be a little off in this world.
I don't want to be off in this world anymore. I want this world to be the way that it was intended to be by the original creator of our souls.
Preach
should
it,
be a
sister.
paradise.
You go ahead.
It should be a paradise. That's
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. I mean, and the more we envision that,
hmm
it will
I
happen.
brought it up. That's why I brought it up. I want everybody to see it, see Paradise Earth. Keep seeing it. Keep seeing it. We got to get these thoughts of what we want into the collective. And you do that by concentrating on it, focusing on it, and thinking about it whenever you can. And I find that the easiest place to do that, for me anyway, is in nature.
Mhm.
You can go out on a trail walk or whatever and sit there or find a rock to sit on and just meditate. And in the quiet, calm serenity of it all.
Rocks are very wise.
Yes, they are. They're very old and very wise.
And sentient, yes.
hmm
As
Yeah.
is everything here.
They're just a
As
little
is
piece
Gaia
of heaven.
herself.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I did an experiment. I have a grounding mat that I sleep on. Um, you know,
Okay.
which is great and helps you center and ground to the human frequency and all that. So I shut it off for like a week and then I restart it, like reset my body like you might do with vitamins or something like that. And the past week to 2 weeks, when I wake up, I have 20 minutes to an hour where I can't physically move, can't lift my hand, can't lift my head. I'm in that alpha delta meditative state and that I have never been able to achieve before. And that's happening in the past couple weeks. It's like I'm becoming awakened more. I don't know if anybody else is feeling that, but I noticed that concretely. And I can control my dreams better and I'm having really vivid dreams.
Hmm.
I don't know if anybody else is experiencing that.
Excuse me. No, I don't sleep grounded. I probably should.
It's a very good investment. It really is.
Can you drop a link in Skype or something like that so I can
Sure.
look into it?
Yep.
Oh, you're talking about that grounding sheets or grounding?
Yes,
what-
I have a grounding sheet as well. The grounding mat is something you just with that big, elastic thing, just put with your mattress, and then you can lay right on it, but it's uncomfortable and it's rubbery. So you have to use your flat sheet, and it just snaps into the fabric, the product, and it goes into the third, that circular part of your electric ground,
The grounding
your
lug
electric
on an
outlet. I'm
outlet.
sorry. Um, and it helps so much. It helps you relax. It helps you
Okay,
really
okay.
get a good
I got to ask you a
sleep.
question based
Yeah.
on what conspiratory Terry said. She said she has grounding sheets too. She said it helps with her dreams. Have you noticed anything similar?
Yes. Because I've been using it for about a year to two.
Well,
And Clint
I'll
Ober, yes, he
them.
has in chat they're talking about Clint Ober, and he does have a YouTube channel. I have seen it, so anybody could join that if they want to learn more about grounding. It's not just sheets and bedding. There's also yes, grounding sheets, grounding pillowcases, grounding blankets, um, all kinds of supplies. I'll put a link in our chat here and see if Gail can do that chat thing again, and share with you all. But um, you also can ground. You can put electrodes on your hand to the ground, in palm of your hand while you're watching TV or listening to a video like this, or put it on your foot. There's all different ways that you can do it throughout the
Do
day
they
if you want.
ever have any way of measuring like before and after or anything like that on how this works and the
Oh,
benefits?
there's been a lot of research. I received two books, pretty thick, about grounding with the product. I got the starter package or what have you. Um, and it's very safe. It comes with testers, outlet testers, to make sure that there's no problem with your outlet and that everything will be safe before you do it and you test it. So it's there are about, I don't know, 5 6 companies out there, but I will send you the link for the original. How's that?
That'd
Perfect.
be good.
Okay, let me go look for that.
That's a subject that might be a subject that is another show possibility.
Yeah.
Grounding and the importance of grounding. I mean, we all know you should walk around barefoot wherever you can, but what do you do when you live in New York, or what do you do when it's wintertime? It's not exactly an easy way to.
Right. And Sage is bringing up dirty electricity, and we can talk about EMF. We all know a lot about that and
Jerry
mitigating
Day,
it.
excuse me, Christine, but Jerry Day, we had him on our show, and he knows a
Yes,
lot
I remember.
electricity and EMF. And if you haven't seen that show, I would suggest that you go and look for it. You can find it on YouTube, on the Free Range Gail Gaia channel. It is there. Jerry Day is his name, and he is an expert.
I think that was like 3 months ago, maybe.
Approximately, yeah. And we
Um,
need to protect ourselves when we talk about the EMF now too, because of um, the the release of the number
The
and
G5
yeah,
G5 summit.
exactly.
yeah.
But
Yeah, we're talking about a summit. We're not talking about it. We're not talking about radio. We're talking about a summit. The G5 summit. Yeah, we're talking about that.
but I started learning about dirty electricity, which and waves and all that kind of stuff. In a 1992 book that I had bought that was called Zapped on Amazon. If you just put Zapped in, I mean, it still applies. It's very basic, and it tells you, what's really happening in the unseen world of all these waves going by. Um, so there's a lot we can talk about, and I know that Gail and I have been talking, we've been researching some EMF mitigation companies where they have pendants, where they have stickers for the phone, etc. And if you want to talk about that at all,
I have this is an example, and somebody brought up shungite. I have shungite, but I also have this little container necklace, and it's got a piece of shungite in it.
Oh,
So
great. I
yeah,
have shungite on my router and some black tourmaline
I have
there.
I have shungite pyramid on my router as well. Yeah, these things are very important. And if you haven't looked into this, people, it's something you need to look into. You need to protect yourself. There are certain things that will help protect you from some of the EMF, from the dirty electricity. I mean, it's absolutely amazing the way things have been done to actually harm us, to shorten our lifespans, to make us sick, to make us suffer. And as more and more people find out the truth of that, as hard as it's going to be for them to believe, at least they're going to find out that it's true. They're going to find out, whoa, I guess are all the conspiracy theories correct?
Yeah.
Yes, they
Yeah,
are.
they're not theories anymore. If I could add something, um, there have been waves, there have been ebbs and flows of new and interesting diseases and conditions and things, and it's really really funny how those kind of sort of line up with advances in radio technology. You go from the telegraph, then you go to the AM radio, and then you go to the TV, and then you go from black and white to color, and you go to FM or AM, and then you go to FM, and then every time it seems that they open a new frequency band, or every time they advance radio technology, people get sicker. They get sick in different ways. It's really, really, really interesting how those two things correlate. So it's very important to protect yourself from EMF. All
It's so,
EMF.
I'm sorry, it's so true. Every so-called advance, which was really backwards, of technology that has happened since the 1900s to 1850s, you're right. There's new challenges to our systems that occurs, which is called a certain disease or called, what have you, cancer or these things that come up, autoimmune disorders. But where are they caused from? There's a lot to do with the dirty electricity and EMF for sure. It's all
But
frequency. It's all frequency.
but a lot of those things would not be affecting us as badly if we weren't loaded with mercury from Vex.
Oh, there's tons of things. Yeah, I mean, there's tons of.
How about a little aluminum there? How about a little polysorbate? How
Oh,
about oh,
Exactly.
and some of the latest ones, they got little pieces of steel they found too,
yep.
and computer parts so tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if anybody needs convincing, they can just talk to us and we'll let them know, right?
Yeah.
Sacred
Yeah.
garden, I agree. Most, in fact, I think all disease is inflammation. That's how
Yeah.
it starts.
Yeah. And if you deal with inflammation and you move to an alkaline state,
See, that's what happens when you're inflamed. You're in an acidic state,
yeah. So you move
and
move to an alkaline state. Ooh, earthing.com. Good. Okay, go to earthing.com and check out all the cool products and stuff they have.
yeah, let me.
That's that's the original company. So you can either go to Cliff Ober on YouTube, as mentioned in the chat, or you can go to that website. Um, but they're both competitively priced.
And
Sometimes I think if you go with some of these other companies, you have to be more careful. I trust the people who have been around and have the research and have printed the books. You know what I
and
mean?
and have stood the test of time.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah. And for God's sake, go find a tree hugger and hug them, or
Yeah.
invite or ask them to invite you along the next time, because trees are grounded, the roots go deep. Trees are they're connected to source because the branches and the leaves are way up there, much higher than you are. Find a tree
Um,
hugger and ask him to bring you along.
not only the branches, it's the roots. It's
I
think of
mentioned
this.
that the
So
roots are grounded.
Well,
yes, well, let me
grounded.
let me say it this way. Think of tree roots as the original internet.
Yeah, because trees communicate to one another.
Yes,
Some trees will actually
We will
physically
eventually be
move.
the internet. We, the people, will be the internet eventually.
and the
Once we
trees and the animals
get some
apparently.
mind, everybody gets their mindset into the collective consciousness, we will be able to access that and get whatever information we want.
The Akashic record.
I really look forward to that. How exciting would it be to communicate with my cat even? You know what I
Well,
mean?
how exciting is it to be alive right now? I know people, some just concentrate on all the negative things. These negative things that are happening have to happen. It has to happen. It has to crumble down. It has to come down. All the layers of the onion need to be peeled away and visualized by people so that we don't want this to ever happen again. Nobody should have to endure what humanity has endured for thousands of years of being bullied, um,
Beaten up.
just beaten, taken advantage of, exploited, you name it. They've done it to us, and they've gone after our children. And
Yep.
that's the final line. And when people find that out, they really better be up in arms and they better unite because it will continue if we don't stop this.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why I'm going to get on my soapbox here. Excuse me for that for another minute. The other thing that really upsets me is why haven't we fixed what happened in 2020? Why is anyone talking about 2024 when 2020 was a joke, a farce, a fraud? You name it. People don't. You are you kidding? You can't see it. You really believe that it was fair and honest? Come on. How are you going to even? What's the point of even going out and uh, voting if your vote doesn't matter? And
Yeah.
if you haven't figured that it doesn't by what has happened in this last election,
Well,
um,
the
Well,
people that watch
and it's been a
mainstream
while.
the people that watch mainstream news are still bitching and complaining about what happened on January 6th. And the only ones that should be bitching and complaining about what happened on January 6th was that Pelosi and Schumer um, paid bad actors to go in there and to mess up a peaceful constitutional assembly of American loving people. Okay. America loving people, God loving people, flag loving people. And they sent in BLM and Antifa and they turned it into a shit show. And then they weaponized that against the people. Come on. You can't be that stupid. You can't.
It is some of this stuff is quite laughable at this point.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to still be fighting that what's it called? Oh, come on. Where people don't listen to you when you're making sense and they're not making sense.
Cognitive dissonance.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm
yes,
loaded with it.
well, yes, that's a serious problem. But you know what? People get over it. They get past it, and I'm tired of it being used as what I might see as an excuse not to move forward with the truth. People need the truth. I don't care how bad and how ugly it is. They need the truth.
Well, they need to deprogram and reprogram. So the more they hear it, the more they hear it, the more we share things, the more we try, it's going to happen.
Well, if they listen to us, they've got no reason to stay asleep.
That's right.
Yeah.
We'll wake you up. I'll throw a bucket of water on you. No.
Yeah. Well, who was it? Pete.
Our listeners are pretty much.
Like you said, we have to think about these things as a collective and individually. And as I referred to earlier, we have been going through some sort of dark night of the soul on a
Hmm.
collective and individually, because things are just breaking down. My hot water heater broke, this thing, you know, everybody's having challenges in different ways. And Gail and I were talking, I forget when, but we were talking about, yes, we need to face these issues that are coming up. We have to face some old ones that maybe we did not address. And it's all about purging that,
Hmm.
purging the negative so that there has to be room for the positive. So getting all that stuff from your inner self out and saying, okay, I see you. I don't agree with this anymore. I overcome this and let's go forward, you know? And then you can let it go and find the next one. And I think we're all doing a spring cleaning kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, Susan, do you have a better word than collective? I can appreciate what you're saying there. She's saying
Oh,
collective is a bad word. I I know what she means by that, but do you have a better word by any chance? If you're still there,
how about a shared consciousness? Well, we're all part of
Fire.
the one. We're fractals of the one.
And a lot of these words are bad just because of how they've been used. I mean, for God's sake, a rainbow used to be something that you see in the sky after a rainstorm when the sun comes out. Now it's a sticker you see on the back of a car.
Family of humanity. I like that. We, Gail, we're on the same frequency today.
That's funny. Okay, yeah, that's good, Susan. Thank you for that. I like that. Okay, it's the family of humanity's consciousness, actually, and wow, when we all come together,
I
it's
like that. I like that. Those words. Yep.
Hey,
And
if
we
I
have to
could
be careful with words. I'm sorry, Paul.
If I could plug a show, I did a show with Holly Hallowell of hollyhallowell.com, and she's a waterbender, and she and during that show we talked about how to take water, bless it, and send it love. Um, in visualize the Merkaba spinning in that water, write a love letter to that water, and then tape it so the writing is on the inside facing the water. You let that sit for like 6 hours, and then you pour out some like 4 or 6 ounces, and then you impress upon that blessed, activated water your intent, your intent to separate from the fiction, from the fear, to recover from past traumas, to open up new and 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 amazing possibilities for your life. Whatever hope, desire, wish, dream, whatever you have that you want to manifest, send that intent to the water, and then let it sit for a while, and then drink it. And what you are doing is you are using that energized, charged, polarized water that has been imposed with your intent for a better life. And you are actually using that water to reprogram the rest of the water in your body. And then you become 70% possibility instead of 10% possibility and 90% predictive and subconscious programming.
sacred garden. You're talking about Dr. Len Horowitz. I don't know if you are aware of this, but if you look in under my videos, if you click on it in YouTube, I actually had an interview with him, and it's funny that you brought him up because I was thinking about contacting him again, because that's pretty important. And
Yes.
that's pretty amazing about the water, and that is congruent with the research by Dr. Emoto.
Oh,
And
absolutely. I mean, Holly mentioned Dr. Emoto during the program. Just search for Holly Hallowell. Just search YouTube for Holly Hallowell and look for the Global Voice Network episode the Global Voice Network program. Or you can go to bbsradio.com/logical thinking, and it's right there in the archives.
Okay, thank you. It's not just Dr. Emoto, as great as his work is, and I had the first two or three of his books, I forget. Um, but water is the only molecule that has the true ability on a quantum level with intention to transmute and alchemize into a different substance.
Hmm.
Alchemy. Yes, it's a solvent as well. That's it's amazing, but I really love the work of Dr. Emoto because of the crystals that he formed with the words that are used. Because the biggest thing that impacts me when we talk about that is the fact that we are 70 to 80% water.
Hmm.
Um,
The
and
earth is with the oceans.
but my point is that if our body is that much water and water is that affected by the words that we choose, think about what you're saying to yourself, whether you're saying, oh, I'm
Yes.
stupid, or oh, I'm this, or I'm that, I'm that. When you're saying that, you're creating that in your reality. You're making your the more you focus on it, the
It's
more
called somebody calls it spell casting.
Yeah,
Think
it's spell
about it.
casting, and it's affecting your cellular memory because water is in every cell.
And that's the key, the memory. You're reprogramming the water literally, and
Hmm.
it remembers it, and it will remember the positive. Yep.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing about water, and the way Holly Hallowell puts it, is by programming the water with your fondest desires and your desired manifestations, you are sidestepping all of that predictive programming and subconscious junk because you're speaking directly to the cells and you're speaking to all of the brains. You've got the heart, you've got the brain mind, you've got the heart mind, and you've got the gut mind. You're speaking to two of the three, actually through all three, just by
and
programming your water and drinking it. What could
and
be simpler?
JC says first there was the word, and that is so true. And actually, Sharry Edwards, who we were going to have on today, she works with the Sound Frequency Research Institute, which discusses the power of frequency, the power of vibration, the vibration of your voice, and um, how the spoken word can transmute and has the power to bless.
well, how
And
long have we known this from Tesla? And now it's coming forward even more now again.
Mhm.
You know, he said energy, vibration, and frequency. If you want to
Words,
know,
words are nothing more than sound frequencies tied together in a certain order.
yeah,
So,
see,
in multiple levels and dimensions, I think.
I
mhm.
see somebody said that they were reprogramming themselves, and I can really appreciate your saying that because I have been doing the same thing. I've been listening to myself, to my subconscious mind more than I ever have in the past. And that is part of the thing about going within and working on yourself and starting to recognize. I mean, you have to recognize the programming before you can do anything about it. And it's like certain little key phrases that we've been indoctrinated with, like safe and effective, that kind of thing, that kind of programming is in our subconscious about a lot of different things.
And wordsmithing, changing letters over time and changing history. And
Legalese, yeah, that's a whole
Yeah.
nother ballpark.
yeah,
And
and that's spell casting
those
too.
guys,
And you know why?
those guys,
Because we're spiritual beings in a spiritual universe, and that's where everything comes from, and that's where we have to return in order to set things straight.
We're spiritual
The
beings
creator.
having a physical experience.
but but it's also a spiritual experience
in a
more
meat
than
suit.
anything. Huh?
I
What?
said in a meat suit.
Yeah.
Some people say in a meat
Yeah,
suit. We're in a
yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I never liked that saying that much, but it's basically it's true.
Well,
It's an
it makes you think of some ugly things, meat hanging from a
Don't
butcher.
go there. Don't go there.
Okay,
This has been
why
an
did I say
enlightening
that?
and fun program. You talking? Don't.
Sorry.
Ooh.
Oh shoot! I guess I was reading one of the comments and I didn't hear what you said, Christine. Was you a bad girl?
Good. No, not at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we'll see about that.
Well. Okay.
We'll bring you up before the review board now.
Oh,
No,
I
it's
by
just we were talking about the meat suit and all that, and she was trying to go to the hanging on the hook, swinging.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
yeah, I have
Mm.
some work to do on my inner negative self-talk. I think
I know,
you're
Christine.
working on that this week.
I have to tell you, as a friend, I've heard your
Okay.
negative self-talk. And I have my own, so I'm not picking on you anywhere. So I've heard it. You need to stop it. Anybody else there too that does that sort of thing, you need to stop it. Stop yourself.
I
Act like you're
appreciate it.
deleting it. Delete that thought.
I'll
Delete.
say, yeah, that was stupid, Christine. And then Gail will say, don't say that. Take it back. Say it the other way, I was just telling Karen that today.
delete.
But I need you to do that to help me with that. And your soul knows that and is doing it. And thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, and everybody else do it too because Gail says so.
Yep.
What?
And I will do it. Everybody else do it too. Whenever you catch yourself doing something negative, pull back, delete, 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 delete. Mayday, Mayday, Will Robinson, Mayday.
Yeah. That's how I feel.
Danger.
Danger, Will Robinson. Okay, yeah.
I'm telling you, that is a good series. It's either on Netflix. No, I think it's Prime Video, but Lost in Space. They had 3 seasons of episodes. If anybody wants to binge watch it, it's pretty funny. It's good and funny and scientific and sci-fi at the same time. If that's your thing,
It's probably
oh,
more
it's so
fi
good.
than
You
psi.
just gotta see it. You gotta see it.
It's probably more fi than psi. Fiction more than science, but
It's like it's very well written, very well done.
yeah. Well,
And the
for that
robots are
matters,
pretty cool looking. They're
for that
scary.
for that matter, so is the Jetsons. Meet George Jetson.
I used to love that show.
Yeah. Jane, stop this
And I
crazy
always
thing.
believed that whatever we could imagine, we could create. You know what I mean? Because some people would like, your mom might look at it and say, "Oh, that's never gonna happen," or something like that. But as a child, you instinctively know that anything's possible.
Yeah. Well, the Jetsons actually were the ones that had the first concept for the replicators because that's where dinner came from. Jane,
Exactly.
she just grabbed the plates out of this little door that opens up, and there's dinner ready.
Yep. Or there's your shirt ironed and
Yeah.
created.
Oh yeah, you go in this room, oh yeah, I forgot all about that. George is good. He's wearing his jammies. He goes in there and then all of a sudden his clothes are being ripped off and then he rides the conveyor into the shower and the washing the hair and brushing the teeth and then blow dry like the car wash and then the arms come back on. It puts on his clothes again and he comes out 5 minutes later and the others are or like 45 seconds later, really. And he's ready to go to work.
Can you imagine? Not even have to think about what matches. Us women, we have a lot to decide about that.
Yeah, and think of the past that you can get if somebody has a problem with your outfit one day. Well, don't blame me. It was AI that figured out what I was going to wear today. I didn't do it,
Yeah, that's a good one. I'll have to
Ye-
remember that.
Yeah, I'll pass the buck. Put it on the machinery. Put it on artificial intelligence. Pass the buck. Accept responsibility for nothing. It's all
Okay.
AI's fault.
Think about that.
AI can be positively liberating. Seriously.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it gives us something to blame all the things that we would normally be blaming ourselves
Yeah.
for on something
Yeah.
else.
Yeah. And then we're not negatively doing a self-talk.
That's
The
right.
elite have always blamed everything on humanity, if you recall.
Yep. And I'm horrible. I'm horrible to my Alexa. I'm horrible. I'm really mean to her because
I know, I heard you.
she's the only thing that I will allow myself to be mean to in this world.
He totally abuses Alexa.
I do. I do. I totally abuse her because sometimes she's just stupid. I'm just
Okay,
saying.
okay, okay. I'm gonna be the contrarian and say 2 years ago, 3 years ago, my sister, when Alexa first came out, gave me Alexa for Christmas. But I didn't want to tell her that I sent it back, because I didn't want an AI in my house. Just like I don't want a TV, right? So
Yeah.
don't take it any certain way. It's just my own, thing. I was like, no, this is
But
going too far.
AI, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
It is a little AI, yeah.
yeah,
Like
it is a
phone.
little AI, but what I'm thinking is, like the LED TVs, they have the capacity to actually see who's viewing the TV
Yeah.
because the LEDs can be cameras also. You've
Well,
got
we don't
OK
have
Google.
TVs. We don't have TVs.
Okay, well, you got OK Google, you got Alexa, you got voice to skull technology, you've got infrared where they can shoot a beam at your window and hear everything going on inside the room. You've got everywhere you go, once you leave your house, you are being shot with a camera every 15 or 20 seconds of everywhere you go. All of your phone
Well,
calls and emails and
I
communications,
didn't want
text
to
messages.
interact with her like, it's like interacting with the toaster oven. Okay. It's just like, I didn't want to know that that thing was listening to me all day. So,
Yeah.
anyway, that was just my choice. So, I got something I wanted instead. So, like 3 months later, she's like, how's your Alexa doing?
Oh, she's
How do you
fine.
like it?
She's fine.
She's like, I said, well, she kind of went back to Amazon.
She's fine. She's been
She
hanging
took
out
a
at the
trip.
Amazon warehouse. She's
Yeah,
happy.
exactly. And she understood, but I just felt bad because she was all excited, thought I would like it because I like sci-fi and all that. But
Yeah, here, see what JC said? We have so many contracts on so many different levels that are linked to AI.
it's so true.
Yeah.
You're the phone that you walk around with and won't live without is a
Yeah.
full-on computer.
Yeah. We are the point I was trying to make is we are monitored in so many different ways. I figure I might as well get something for it. I mean, she tells me the weather. All
Oh
right.
yeah. Hey.
Yeah, I have one too, and I got one because of you, Paul, actually. And she tells me the weather, and when I'm cooking something,
Oh
and I
my God.
go back to my computer, she has been responsible for stopping me from burning many an item.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just wanted to defend my somewhat sanity because Susan's talking about it's just an appliance. If I take it personally, it's not sane. I really never claimed to be sane. Um, but
For that
thank
too.
you. Yeah, I appreciate the comment.
Isn't Alexa a spy device? Yeah, probably. No more a spy device than your phone, though. Your
Yeah.
cell phone.
Yeah. Your
They can
phone's always on.
turn it on anytime they want. They can listen anytime they want. I mean, what we have allowed to go on in terms of surveillance and so on, it just sat back and just said, "Oh well, okay, let it be,"
Yeah.
and just a lackadaisical, I think they call it, attitude toward everything that's going on, instead of saying, "Hey, wait a minute, no, that ain't right," But And this is what we've got because of it. What we're going through right now.
Unless you are willing to buy 40 acres, that's a plot of land a quarter mile by a quarter mile, and you go to the dead center and you dig yourself a 10-foot hole and you build yourself a bunker and you get down in that bunker and lock it all up. Unless you are willing to do that, there is no reason to have a problem with being monitored, because you are monitored everywhere. Everything you do, every word you say, every call you make, every email you send, every text you send, everything you watch on TV. Nielsen Ratings Company sent me a $5 bill. They want my opinion on shows and stuff. Well, sorry, Nielsen, I don't have a cable account
Well,
anymore.
you know what?
You'll get used to it.
I have a good point. Creator, source, and all that is that we're connected to in our soul and spirit, that can supersede any of this, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, but that,
So the
you
more
know,
we connect, because that's the whole point of all this whole game they play for centuries. They want to, all the poisons and the this and the that is all to decrease our connection to the one true source.
yeah. And just look at AI and all of the censorship and monitoring and all that, as a precursor to when we're all enlightened, we're all connected to the same central source, and everybody knows what everybody's thinking at all the time. So
Oh,
there
that's
won't be
scary. Yeah.
there won't be any more lying. There won't be any more like bad thoughts or bad words, because if you call somebody an asshole in your head, they're gonna hear it. They're gonna know it. Hey, who are you calling it? Okay. But anyway, it's just a precursor to when we're all connected and we're all one as humanity. So get used to it.
Okay. I'll take that.
I I lie awake at night wondering if there's a remote viewer checking out my house.
Better watch,
Uh, yes, that probably is, Paul.
Probably.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah. Between the NSA, the ETs, and the remote viewers,
right.
I'm amazed that anybody even gets undressed to shower.
It's like everybody's watching us. Why do they do that?
And they're not satisfied. They want more.
Yes.
Now they want a social credit score system.
No.
They want facial recognition. They
No.
want
Well,
tight,
they have that. I believe they have that.
so tight that you'd have to be a robot to be able to stand it. So that's why humanity needs to stand up and say, no, this is it. We're done. We've had enough of your BS. We're moving on.
Yeah.
Freedom is the name of the game.
Mhm.
And we're going to win this game.
Yep.
Yep. It's one in the spiritual, I believe. We just have to patiently wait for it in the material, the physical. Right?
Yeah. And remember, what you can conceive and believe you will achieve.
And
So
manifest.
so
Although
if
that
you're
word is a little overused.
but it's overused because it's worth overusing.
Is it?
Manifestation
Yeah,
is a
you're
good
right.
thing.
It's to the point.
Yes.
You can picture it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Visualization. And if you're having trouble with your visualization, get yourself a grounding sheet and put it on your bed.
A what? A grounding sheet.
It'll help. Helps with
And
dreams.
that time that you're in bed and you're just about to fall asleep, that's what you want to practice a little bit and try to hold on to that peaceful, middle of the road, state of mind. Picture a light, picture yourself going towards it. And if you just practice that, I just read that something about that today, and it made a lot of sense. So I'm going to start trying that.
Well, it's not, it could possibly be that your body is grounded from the grounding sheets.
But I want to use that and go to the next step
Yeah,
and
but
center my soul more.
yes, but it could be that your body is physically grounded and you're connected to Earth, or it could be that you are enveloped in a grounded space, so you are being protected from the radio wave pollution.
Well, I pray for
Because
that.
Well,
because
a lot of negative ions that come from the ground that help us balance the acidity
But
of.
I understand it's like a cavitation bubble, a bubble.
right, well,
Yeah.
what the grounding sheet and mattress pad is going to do is it's going to protect you from radio waves, but magnetic waves of the earth, which the Schumann resonance is partly magnetic, they will freely pass through. So all you've got to do is, you don't necessarily need to be physically connected to the ground. You need to be shielded from the radio wave junk, and then you'll connect. So
Right.
I'm thinking that it could be a double purpose. So because
Oh,
I kept
for
trying to
sure.
figure out,
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I was trying to figure out, would I actually be able to get any sleep laying on a stainless steel window screen that's plugged into the wall?
It's
Mm,
it's not like that. It's rubber.
Wait a minute. Well, how much does one of these sheets cost? What are we talking about here? Is this
150, 180. Not a sheet. No, not a sheet. The mat.
The
oh,
mattress,
okay.
the
I
mat,
was gonna
the
say
pad.
one sheet. Oh my god.
No, the sheet. I'd have to look it up. I did put the link. You put the link up, so you could just open it up real fast and
Oh,
open
okay.
a new
Oh, it's
tab.
okay.
Earthing.com.
Yeah, I remember we talked about at one point in time we were looking into the possibility of carrying some of them on the as an affiliate link.
Hmm.
Um, but
It's difficult because I'm not sure if I trust a couple of the lower priced
he just said
websites.
$60. Conspiratories just said $60 for her sheet. Now, do you like your sheet?
Oh, okay.
Did you
I'm
have a
putting it.
noticeable difference when you used the sheet?
I noticed the mat more than anything.
I think
I
the
don't know
mat,
what the audience has to say.
like I said, the
Oh,
mat and the sheet together would put you in a grounded cocoon, as it were. It would
Exactly.
protect you
I'm getting
from
you.
any direction.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I think that would be a good idea. But
well, that's interesting. That Susan said, remove all clothes made in China except vintage, and you will feel like $1,000,000. And I bet that's probably in part because of the benzene that's in clothes, because of the different chemicals that are used in processing clothes, especially the synthetics. And so
I,
that
you can't discount the cottons either, because cotton, acre for acre, uses the highest amount
far
of
more pesticide.
chemicals.
Yep, yep.
You know,
Chemicals and pesticides. Yeah, that's very true. That's where hemp is really what we need. And
yeah,
I'm looking into the possibility of selling hemp shirts and hats. I don't know. I haven't done that sort of thing before, but I was looking into it because I really believe in it. I mean, not only to believe in the cannabis and the hemp paste and the thing as something that's really beneficial for humanity, I also really believe that hemp clothing is critical. Um, when you look at the difference between the manufacturing and growing of both cotton and hemp, hemp wins hands down and can be used in many, 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 many more
well,
ways.
that and hemp fabric is naturally antibacterial. It's softer and it's more durable than cotton, and it uses less acreage to produce the same amount of cloth as a cotton field.
I'm sorry. I'm reading conspiratory. I wear only natural fibers anymore because I remember Drake saying years ago that we all may be
Bring that
naked.
up. Yes.
We all be naked at the transition, and
And
he's been
let me tell you something. Drake is not the only one that has said
really, really.
Really, really. There was a group that I studied with not that long ago, a few years back, probably 5 years ago, actually. And they were talking about this time now. And they were talking about that very same thing about the synthetics and about your clothes, and that when the transition happens, the synthetics will go bye bye. And if you're dressed in synthetics, you could be standing there naked by the time it's all
Okay, so I have to look up hemp clothes. They tend to be a little expensive for
yeah.
my taste.
And
But
isn't it amazing that they're pricey when in fact it's one of the least expensive things to grow? It doesn't, it's just crazy.
It's probably just because they're all new companies and they can
yeah,
gouge a little in the beginning.
yeah, they're new. They're trying to find their niche market, and they don't sell a lot, so they're gonna get top dollar. But the hemp clothing is naturally antibacterial, so it's healthier, it is softer, it is more comfortable, and it is more durable than cotton or other fabrics. So you're going to have that hemp shirt longer, you're going to love wearing it, and it's going to be naturally antibacterial and productive.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna have to look into the different synthetics versus non-synthetic.
Well, your natural fibers, your natural, your whether it be cotton, whether it be hemp, but that kind of thing. That's not your polyesters are what's synthetic.
The problem is a lot are mixture or hybrid of these products.
They
So
call it a blend.
So
yes, oh, excuse me, yes, the
Oh,
blend.
yeah, you
your
blend.
clothing,
Thank you.
so your clothing would be okay. Imagine you got a mixture of natural fibers and synthetic fibers, and you go through the transition, and the only thing, all the synthetic fibers are gone. What do you think the clothing looks like?
I think,
Skimpy.
I think, no,
It,
I think because it's a blend, all of the clothing. I mean, it's all or nothing. It's not like,
right. I don't know. Maybe.
okay, it's not like if you have a shirt that has plastic buttons, you're still going to have the shirt, but it's going to be flapping in the breeze when the transition happens. My buttons are gone. I don't know what happened to them. Where'd they go? They just, anyway. Which reminds me, I need to replace this T-shirt because this T-shirt is hello a cotton and polyester blend. I can tell because it feels weird. So anyway, I
Well,
think we've been going about for an hour and 32 minutes and 18 seconds.
Wow. That
yeah,
was great.
and it's funny. I didn't put, I didn't do a beginning, or we didn't do anything at the
No,
beginning of this. So what
didn't
are we
do
gonna do with
anything. I
that?
don't know. You could do yours. I can do mine. I guess. I still don't know if this worked on my platform because StreamYard's just sitting over there being ignored. So maybe
Ah,
maybe your platform is the only one that these worked out on. So I don't know.
hmm.
I,
Well, I'm streaming the show, so that might be why that would be, I
well, I'm
guess. But
streaming it also.
anyway, why don't we wrap it up
Okay.
and ask what we were talking. Remember what we were thinking about before? I'm going to ask the audience what they think about this now. If the three of us decided to do something that's within, it's being considered. Let me put it out that way. And I was thinking of a name that we could call this, and you know what I came up with? I mean, I guess it's a copycat in a way, but Three's Company.
Three
Hmm.
amigos,
Three,
three
three,
not three crazy people coming
no.
together.
Well, I
Huh.
like Gail's Gathering. I think that's a great name.
I like that too.
Oh, I do too. I like that even better, but I thought we had to come up with something else. I don't know.
How about the dot connectors?
Somebody else has that already. I know that.
Yeah.
No, they don't have it in the plural. I'm being picky.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
for my
Gail's.
part, I like Yale's Gathering because it kind of goes together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's my favorite so far.
Yeah.
Well,
So
maybe we can poll the audience.
Yeah, hey, there we go. If you have an idea what to name a show of just three crazy people getting together talking about enlightening, fun, and not too illegal, immoral, or fattening stuff, always being audience interactive, always being on YouTube, always being on Facebook, always also being on the uncensored platforms as well. But what would you name a show like that with three nutsy cuckoo people?
Okay, and you're gonna have to come on camera, Christine, here eventually.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to see you.
Oh,
That's
I didn't know that. I was looking something up. I'm sorry. Okay.
Well, no.
Eventually, but I like to be. I'm going to be the mystery woman for just a little bit. Okay.
Okay. This was actually supposed to start at 4 o'clock, but it started a little bit after that because I I was not the least bit ready to go on camera, and I'm gonna put it out there. Yep, I set up the show and then I ran off to the water closet. So if I can do it, you can do it. Besides,
Me? I just have to get over the hurdle. That's all.
oh, okay, it's a hurdle thing.
what hurdle were you getting over? What are we about? I missed it. I'm sorry.
About being on video.
Oh,
Oh.
Well, I think it's been my experience since working with Drake. Drake has his own blog talk radio that he has had on for a long, long time. But I think when he started the video show, people were really happy to be able to see him. People want to see your expressions. People want to see your face. People want to see your eyes. Some people want to see your aura.
Oh, that's all cool. I do need some dental work done, and I'm a little self-conscious.
But that's
So
okay because we're not here to pressure anybody. It's just it would be nice to see your face once in
I
a while.
appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank
Yes,
you very much.
it would just be nice to see your face.
Yes. Yes.
And
Aw.
okay,
Aw.
all right, let's
It's more
wrap this
personal
up.
that way.
Let's wrap this up. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. I'm sorry that the show was branded as something
Hey,
else. That show was scheduled and then it was rescheduled at the last minute, and the shows had already been set up. So we decided let's get together and chit chat, do something fun for a change.
I had fun. I liked this.
So did
I really
I.
did. There's
it was
some
fun.
wonderful topics, conversations, and talking to the audience. I mean, what could be better, right?
Really?
You know what? I might like to mention that I have a Telegram channel called Gail of Gaia. That T.me Gail of Gaia, and I can post anything there. We can post anything there. Um, Gail's Gathering is a group in Skype. And if I post a number of things there, if there's anyone on listening that would like to be a part of that group and you're on Skype, send me a message and I can possibly let you in the group. Anyway, and also, if possible, if you want to try some of the products, that would be greatly appreciated as well. So I guess we better close this down. I'm kind of rambling at this point.
But at the very least, make sure that you mash that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, do so. And also check out the newsletter. You will never get spammed. Um, Go to getnews.galeofgaia.com. That's getnews.galeofgaia.com. Sign up for the newsletter. You'll get notifications of the shows after they're done. You will never get a newsletter more frequently than one a week. Never. It's usually more like 2 weeks to a month between them, right?
Yeah, longer than that. I'd like to have them weekly, but we've been having there's a lot of work involved. And we're, if there's any volunteers out there, we're always interested in people that are willing to help in some capacity.
And
Absolutely.
I am training Sarah Bowman, and I want to thank you for your hard work. One thing, Gail, about the title of the show, we're gonna have to change it because it said Valentine's Day special, finding your perfect mate, and I don't
We
know.
didn't have the show, so that'll be easy to change. That won't be a problem.
Okay, so conspiratory, we will be deleting that title. When we have Sharry Edwards on, which we will reschedule, we will talk about that. Finding your perfect mate.
But you
Okay?
have the link. You have the link to where they can actually go for the Valentine special, right?
We did post that earlier in the chat.
But is that in the description of any of the shows?
Well,
Was
we haven't
that
done the show yet, so I can't put it in the description for Sherry's stuff. That'll have to go in the description when I interview her again.
where did the link come from that you shared in chat, Christine?
That was a
Um,
Facebook ad
Oh, that was a Facebook
where
ad.
she advertises this new program.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
she's
what
on
was
Facebook too for your information out there.
so what we'll do is we'll take that information and we'll put it at the very top line of the description for this show, just so people that are looking for Sharry Edwards and information on that, they can go to the description and then that information is right there.
Yeah, that's
So-
cleanup work that we have to do after the show.
Yeah, because like I said, because the shows were already set up, they were already
Right.
set in stone. We were ready to literally click go. And 2 minutes after the show was supposed to start, we found out that the show needed to be rescheduled.
Well,
So
there's always work to do after the show anyway. So.
true. We always got stuff we got to fix. Always.
There's a lot of work involved in this that people are completely and totally unaware of.
No, some
And it's a
people.
it's got to be a labor of love, because if we hated doing it, we wouldn't be doing it because we're not paid for it.
No, but we do have some people that help us
Keeping
out
us on
here
our
and there.
toes and out of trouble. Well, if we can stay out of Facebook jail and all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, I was going to say something and I lost my train of thought there.
The train has left the station.
I think
Anyway,
so.
I guess
It's
it's
leaving
time.
my station too.
What?
Tired. The train has left the station, Gail.
Okay.
He's saying we're tired. We've been talking for a while. And we're
Yeah,
getting a little punchy.
yeah.
You
Just,
guys are tired, huh? Okay.
well, yeah.
I'm
It's
just the Energizer Bunny here.
well, it's
You are. Right? Okay, let's
Okay.
say
Say
goodbye.
goodbye to everybody. Okay.
bye bye everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bonsoir. Have a
Thank-
good night.
Sayonara.
Thank- Can I say thank you for watching? Okay, without talking over somebody, I'm sorry. Anyway,
Okay.
you guys have a wonderful evening or whatever you're doing, and take care.
Thank you.
And
Bye.
Bye.
We'll stay. We'll stay.